Hey, you looking for the best wide receivers in fantasy football for 2019? Hit the like button. I got 36 names that about to be catching balls on the regular. Or all about that ball catching life. You know what I mean. Hit the intro. What's going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully you guys are all doing well out there. Welcome back to the Draft.com studios, where today we're talking about ball catchers. Yep, the top 36 wide receivers for fantasy football in 2019. I'm going to break them down as quickly as humanly possible. Why? Because I know you don't have a whole lot of time. However, before we get into this list, make sure you head over to the website, thefantasyheadliners.com. A lot of other great information, and you can purchase our draft guide there for only $19.99 right now throughout the remainder of the offseason. But the time has come, right? You knew this time was coming. Kyle mentioned it in a video just a few weeks ago. If one of his videos could get over 1,000 likes, we would announce our next jersey giveaway. Well, the time has come. However, I'm sweetening the deal just a little bit. What am I doing? I'm not going to give away just a jersey. I'm going to give away 2 jerseys, and I'm going to give away the ones that are hanging up right here behind me. I have an autographed Keenan Allen jersey and an autographed Alvin Kamara jersey. Both have their different set of rules, so make sure you're paying attention here the next few seconds. I'm going to have them flashing up on the screen to let you know how you can win these 2 jerseys. The first one, it's easy. Let's talk about Keenan Allen. As you can see, it's one of my favorite NFL jerseys. It's the powder blue Chargers jersey, authenticated, autographed by Keenan Allen himself, and this one is super simple to enter. How do you put your name in the hat to win this jersey? It's easy. Hit the like button, leave a comment below, and that's it. You're entered. Once this video hits over 2,000 likes, which I know you guys can do because you've done on multiple occasions, I'm going to be picking a random winner in the comment section to give away this autographed Keenan Allen jersey. It's simple and easy. Anybody can win it. All you got to do, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. I also have a autographed Alvin Kamara jersey, which we're going to be giving away also. How do you enter into this contest? It's a little bit different than the Keenan Allen one. In order to win this one, we're going to be picking a random winner of the people who have purchased our 2019 Fantasy Football Draft Guide. Whether you've already purchased one or you purchased one between now and August 15th, that is how you enter this contest. It's easy, and for $19.99, not only do you get almost 500 pages of fantasy football content to help you dominate in 2019, you also get entered in to the free giveaway of an autographed Alvin Kamara jersey. Great deal, great player, one of the best running backs in all of football. I can already hear a few of you out there, though. You're like, Jake, I really want one of these jerseys. Is there anything else I can do to better my chances at winning? And the answer to that is yes. Yes, you can. What you can do, you already know Draft is the sponsor of this show, so head over to draft.com. Create a new account using our promo code HEADLINERS. Make a $10 deposit. Draft is then going to turn around and send you a $3 ticket that you can use in a contest of your choice. You then turn around, send me an email to thefantasyheadliners@gmail.com. Let me know your new username on Draft and what jersey you are interested in having that extra entry for. Once I receive it, once I verify that you used our promo code for it and find you in the database, you're entered again. You can get up to 2 entries for one of these jerseys. All you got to do, sign up for Draft, send me the email, let me know which one you're interested in, and we'll get you that extra ticket into these contests. We're looking forward to giving away these jerseys. There's some great players, and we're going to be doing these all offseason and all throughout the year. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because you do not want to miss when we do these giveaways all year long. All right, so we're going to kick it off at the bottom here. We're going to number 36, and it's going to be Larry Fitzgerald, wide receiver of the Arizona Cardinals. Right now, he's consensusly ranked at 33. I have him a few spots lower at 36. There's a lot of weapons in this offense. He is at the tail end of his career, but do not count out Larry Fitzgerald. He may not be what he used to be, but he's still going to be a big part of that offense, an air raid offense that's going to air it out a lot in Arizona. He still has upside, and he is dirt cheap on draft day. I'm liking Larry Fitzgerald as a wide receiver 3 here in 2019. Number 35, Courtland Sutton. He may be the big play receiver here in this offense for Denver. He may be somewhat touchdown dependent, big play dependent in order to get you a great fantasy week. That's why I have him down as a wide receiver 3. And I say that because there's still other options in this offense. They just drafted Noah Fant. Yes, he's a rookie tight end, but he is going to make plays throughout the year. Don't discount Deshaun Hamilton, who ended 2018 strong. And it looks like Emmanuel Sanders is going to come back from a torn Achilles and at least be close to 100%. He is aging. He is at the second half of his career. He's not what he used to be. And Courtland Sutton may, have weeks where he just doesn't see the amount of volume he needs to be a consistent week-to-week wide receiver 2. Still like the big play upside. Just don't like the possibility of being inconsistent. Number 34, Sterling Shepard of the New York Football Giants. Now, I guess he could be the number one in New York. I mean, they did bring in Golden Tate. We know Evan Ingram is there, Saquon Barkley in the backfield. Does Eli Manning start all season? Do they go to Daniel Jones at some time? Sterling Shepard is at least familiar with this offense. He has chemistry with Eli Manning. He's produced here before. He's had decent years. He's struggled in the past with migraines and missed some times here and there. But with Odell Beckham out of town, Sterling Shepard could be a huge benefactor of an increased target share. Number 33 is going to be Alshon Jeffrey of the Philadelphia Eagles. I got him a little bit lower because don't forget, they've brought in Deshaun Jackson. They drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. They already have Zach Ertz. We know Nelson Aguilar is there. There's 34 running backs in the backfield. And Alshon Jeffrey may have that big play ability. He just may not have it consistently for the Philadelphia Eagles, especially if they can really establish a run game there. I like his talent, but I just don't like the inconsistencies. Similar to Cortland Sutton, I have Alshon Jeffrey at 33. 32 is going to be Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. I dropped him down a little bit. The consensus has him all the way up at 19. I have him at 32. Why? Well, he's coming off a torn ACL that happened end of the season last year. Don't forget, that happened in November. The guy hasn't even had a full year to recover. He may start the season slow, and because of it, I've dropped him down to 32. 31 is going to be Dante Pettis of the San Francisco 49ers. Pretty close to where the consensus has him. They have him at 32. Dante Pettis, coming into the season before the draft, really had a lot of upside. A lot of people were excited. Well, then they went out, they drafted Jalen Hurd, and they drafted Deebo Samuel. We already know about George Kittle, and they are another team that has 64 running backs in the backfield. Pettis is a very talented wide receiver who's going to get an opportunity, but he has a target share that he's going to have to share with a lot of other members of that offense. The ability is there. The opportunity is going to be sporadic. I have him at 31. 30 is going to be Tyler Lockett, who's a little bit lower than the consensus, who have him at 21. I got him a little bit lower because I think a lot of people are not only just discounting David Moore, who was another wide receiver in this offense who's produced, but don't count out DK Metcalf. Yes, he's a rookie wide receiver, and a lot of people think he's just going to run a bunch of go routes. He's really not. They're going to develop him into a little bit more than just that. Tyler Lockett may not have those big play touchdowns that he saw in 2018 that made him so efficient and so successful, and we don't buy touchdowns from year to year. I still like Lockett, but a little bit less than 2018. I have him at wide receiver 30. 29 is going to be Robbie Anderson, another one of these guys who ended 28 pretty strong, and he should start 2019 as, I guess, the number one wide receiver of the New York Jets. You also have Quincy Enunwa. They brought in Jamison Crowder. We know that Chris Herndon, the tight end, is going to be suspended for 4 games. He won't be back till after their bye week. But Robbie Anderson is definitely somebody who can thrive in this offense. The only issue I have with Robbie Anderson, he's really not much of a PPR type of guy. He's big play dependent, he's touchdown dependent, and it's something that he's excelled at throughout his young career so far. The problem is, it may not just be on a weekly basis. He still has that upside in an offense that's really going to feature him a little bit more now that they have Le'Veon Bell in the backfield. Hopefully some of those defenders are drawn into the box to limit him, and that gives more one-on-one opportunities on the outside for Robbie Anderson. 28 is Christian Kirk of the Arizona Cardinals. I have him 7 spots higher than the consensus. I really like Christian Kirk. He really fits well with the air raid offense and really what Kyler Murray brings to the table. I think with Kyler Murray's ability, if the pocket breaks down to scramble and move, Christian Kirk is going to be one of those reliable targets that can get open in space and really benefit from yards after the catch in that Arizona offense. 27 is going to be DJ Moore of the Carolina Panthers, and it's really not anything against DJ Moore. I'm more worried about Cam Newton and his arm strength and that shoulder, to be completely honest. Does DJ Moore suffer from that? Does he not get those, deep down the field opportunities? Do they just live underneath with Christian McCaffrey and Curtis Samuel? I can see a little bit more of that in 2019, and I really think it limits the upside of DJ Moore, so I might have him at 27. Number 26 is Chris Godwin of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who I have a little bit lower right now, but I'm just waiting to confirm that he's actually going to be playing the slot in Tampa Bay. If that's the case, the slot wide receiver in a Tampa Bay offense led by Bruce Arians is definitely a receiver that I'm interested in. Chris Godwin has huge talent, and that slot position has produced huge numbers in the past. More times than not, it's the number one read for the progression of the quarterbacks in an offense. Love Chris Godwin. Just waiting to confirm whether he's actually going to be on the inside in the slot or move to the outside there now that Deshaun Jackson is out of town. 25 is going to be Allen Robinson, the Chicago Bears. I think he has a chance to really move up this list the closer we get to the season, too. He's, over a year removed from his torn ACL. Another year in this offense, another year with Mitch Trubisky. It's going to give him a great opportunity to really produce at a higher level than what we saw in 2018. We already know the skill is there. We saw it in Jacksonville a few years ago. Allen Robinson is definitely a name to watch here in the offseason. He could definitely start creeping up these rankings the closer and closer we get to the season. 24 is Sammy Watkins of the Kansas City Chiefs, and his ranking is really based on the availability of Tyreek Hill. Once we hear how many games Tyreek Hill is going to miss, we'll better be able to rank Sammy Watkins. If Hill misses significant time, Watkins is definitely one of these guys that's going to move up into the upper wide receiver 2 range in that offense in Kansas City. Yes, injuries have been a concern in the past, but that high-powered passing offense in Kansas City is really going to propel him up these ranks just due to the opportunity that he's going to get on a week-to-week basis. 23 is Calvin Ridley. Right now I have him 3 spots higher than the consensus. I'm really starting to believe that Calvin Ridley is going to be a bigger part of this offense. Yes, Mohamed Sanu is there. Devonta Freeman's in the backfield. We already know Julio Jones is going to get his. But Calvin Ridley could really benefit from a lot of one-on-one coverage with defenses focusing on the run game and Julio Jones. I like Calvin Ridley. Right now I have him as a solid wide receiver 2 right there at 23. And he's also another one of these guys who may be able to creep up here the closer we get to the season. 22 is going to be Kenny Galladay of the Detroit Lions. I have him a little bit lower, actually, than consensus. I have him at 22. They have him at 18. Got him a little bit lower because I really think Marvin Jones is being undervalued right now. Marvin Jones has already produced in this system with Matt Stafford before. We know that Kerryon Johnson is in the backfield. The new offensive coordinator, Darrell Bevell, likes to run the football. Kenny Galladay really, benefited last year because there was no other receiving options. Everybody else was traded or hurt in Detroit. Kenny Galladay benefited from it. He's not going to have that luxury to start 2019. I have him down at 22. 21 is going to be Mike Williams of the Los Angeles Chargers. And now that Tyrell Williams is gone, that should really boost the target share of Mike Williams. We know the touchdown upside is there, and a high-powered Phillip Rivers passing offense like Mike Williams got him at 21. 20 is Jarvis Landry. I got him actually a little bit higher. Consensus has him at 27. But Jarvis Landry is going to benefit from one-on-one coverage all season long. The defensive attention is going to be in the backfield with Nick Chubb and over on Odell Beckham Jr. Jarvis Landry could feast in this offense. He could be a great PPR option for you. The huge yardage may not be there, but the catches and receptions could. Kind of similar to what we saw back in the day when he was in Miami. Still a solid wide receiver. Number 19, Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd played out of his mind with A.J. Green last year. A.J. Green looks to be healthy starting this season. Tyler Boyd will be another one of these guys benefiting from one-on-one coverage, and he's really taken a step forward in this offense. Andy Dalton will be back under center. Don't have to worry about Jeff Driscoll right now, so Tyler Boyd should start 2019 just how he started 2018, on fire. He's definitely a wide receiver that I'm targeting in my drafts. 18 is going to be Robert Woods of the Los Angeles Rams, and he's going to be probably the most consistent producer in that offense from the wide receiver position. I love Robert Woods. I love what he brings to the table. He's a solid wide receiver, too, that you can plug into your lineup every single week. And if Gurley is limited, they may rely a little bit more on the passing game. Insert Robert Woods in all formats. He's a great option. Got him at 18. Solid wide receiver, too. 17, this is where I have Tyreek Hill right now, but there's a legit asterisk next to this one. He's really hard to rank. We do not know how many games he's going to miss. If he misses less than 4 games, I'm going to have him right here in the mid-teens because he'll still have the majority of your fantasy football season to produce some numbers. However, until we really see what that suspension is, he's kind of just a bookmark for right now, just so we don't forget about him, but we really don't know where to put him as of yet. 16 is going to be Julian Edelman of the New England Patriots. This guy is probably going to be one of the most solid wide receiver 2s that you could possibly draft. He's going to be the number 1 target of Tom Brady in an offense that doesn't have a lot of the weapons that it used to. Now, we're used to Tom Brady starting the season with weapons all over the place. Right now, Julian Edelman may be option 1 in this offense. He could easily go over 100 catches. He could easily see over 10 targets a week. That's what you want with your fantasy football team. Julian Edelman is a great pick, a solid wide receiver 2 here in 2019. 15, Brandon Cooks of the Los Angeles Rams. Another one of these guys, like I kind of mentioned with Woods, they may rely a little bit more on the passing game if Gurley is not 100% in Los Angeles. Cooks, more of the big play guy, not so much of the PPR guy like Robert Woods, but Cooks still gets his. He's going to get you over 1,000 yards. He's going to get you somewhere between 7 and 10 touchdowns. A solid high-end wide receiver 2 again here this year. Number 14 is going to be Adam Thielen of the Minnesota Vikings. I only have him 1 spot lower than the consensus at wide receiver 14, which a lot of you may think is already a little bit low for a guy who started off so hot in 2018. Be on the lookout. Kyle's going to be dropping a video here pretty soon with Adam Thielen in it, and he's going to have a lot of points that really make you scratch your head. Stephon Diggs may be the legit wide receiver 1 in this offense here in 2019. Adam Thielen's still a great option, but may not be at that elite level that we saw the beginning of 2018. It could be closer to what we saw the end of 2018, where he was really starting to play, wide receiver 2 in this offense behind Stephon Diggs, who was really playing out of his mind. Number 13 is A.J. Green, who I have 2 spots lower than consensus. I like A.J. Green a lot. What I don't like is the way he gets injured continually. But don't forget about the talent of A.J. Green. If he can stay healthy and play between 14 and 16 games, you have yourself a top 10 wide receiver. And the price that you can get him on draft day, more than likely he could be your number 2 wide receiver, which is great value. Don't forget about A.J. Green. Number 12, Stephon Diggs of the Minnesota Vikings. Kind of touched on him briefly already, but if 2019 starts, the way 2018 ended, Stephon Diggs could be in for a huge year. He was the clear-cut wide receiver 1 in that offense second half of the season, and he was on pace to have a huge year if you project that over 16 games. Stephon Diggs would not surprise me whatsoever to go out there, get you close to 1,200 yards and 8 to 10 touchdowns here in 2019. Number 11 is going to be Amari Cooper of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I did not like Cooper at all last year when he was in Oakland, but after he went to Dallas, dude started playing great, and that offense is going to be much improved. The offensive line is back intact. Yes, there's the whole Zeke drama, but I really don't see him sitting out this year. Amari Cooper being in a contract year. I feel like everybody's almost in a contract year in Dallas. They're going to go out and put up big numbers. They have to. They have all this talent. It's time for them to start putting it together. Not a huge Cowboys fan, but I think they really produced some fantasy football numbers here in 2019. I got Amari Cooper at wide receiver 11. Number 10 is T.Y. Hilton of the Indianapolis Colts. Got him right there with the consensus at number 10. He would actually probably be a few spots higher on this list, but they did bring in more weapons in the offseason. We know they drafted Paris Campbell. They brought in Never Funchess. Jack Doyle's going to come back. He's got plenty of other people to worry about in that offense to take away targets. Now, don't get me wrong. T.Y. Hilton's going to be a wide receiver 1 as long as he stays healthy. He's the number 1 target of Andrew Luck in a high-passing powered offense. Love T.Y. Hilton. I have him as wide receiver 10 to start the year. Number 9 is one of our jersey giveaway guys. It's Keenan Allen of the Los Angeles Chargers. He's about as consistent of a wide receiver 1 as you can get. You know the guy is going to go out there on a weekly basis. He's going to get almost 10 targets a game. He's going to get you close to 1,000 to 1,100 yards in the season, somewhere between 7 and 11 touchdowns. A great option. If you go heavy running back to start your draft, you may actually be able to get Keenan Allen as your wide receiver 1 with 2 stud running backs. Sign me up for that all day long. Love Keenan Allen. Have him at wide receiver 9. Number 8 is going to be Antonio Brown, and this is basically just off of volume alone. The guy is going to see a huge target share in Oakland. Now, they did bring in Hunter Renfrow. We know they have Tyrell Williams there. They drafted Josh Jacobs in the backfield. They're going to throw the ball a lot in Oakland. It's a below-average defense, which is going to force them to throw all 4 quarters. I wouldn't be surprised to see Antonio Brown get a lot of garbage points this year, which I don't care because as fantasy football goes, garbage points can win matchups on a weekly basis. I still think volume alone propels him into that top 10 easily. Antonio Brown, wide receiver 8. Number 7 is Mike Evans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I kind of touched on it with Chris Godwin. There's going to be a lot of passing in Tampa Bay. There is no resemblance of a running game at all in that backfield. They're going to throw it a lot. Mike Evans being the top target of Jameis Winston could see, well over 100 targets on the season. He could approach somewhere between 80 and 90 catches. Easily get you up in that 1,300-yard range. The guy had the quietest 1,500-yard season maybe ever last year. He's a great talent. He's going to see the volume. The touchdown upside is there. I like Mike Evans a lot. I have him at wide receiver 7. Number 6 is going to be Juju Smith-Schuster of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it sounds like he's a little bit lower than most, but really, I'm right there with the consensus at 6th overall. Like Juju a lot, but I think a lot of people are discounting the possible upside of a Dante Moncrief and James Washington, even a Vance McDonald in this offense. Juju is not going to adopt very many more targets than what he had last year. He was still top 5 in the NFL in targets last season. He's not going to all of a sudden absorb a huge amount of what was left behind by Antonio Brown. He's going to have a great year. He's going to be one of the best wide receivers in football. He's going to have to adjust to being the number 1 in an offense and getting the top guy of the opposing defense on a weekly basis. He has the talent to produce still, but I feel safer with him being right there outside the top 5 at wide receiver 6. Number 5, Odell Beckham Jr. of the Cleveland Browns. A lot of people terrified of Odell Beckham. The guy's just injury prone. That's all he does. All he does is get hurt. And on and on. I'm sick of hearing about it. Just because a guy has gotten injured in the past does not mean that he automatically gets injured this year. Only thing you can base it off of, Does he enter the season 100% healthy? Looks like he should be, and if he does, it's Odell Beckham Jr. The guy's going to go out there and put up big numbers. He's always done it, and now he gets the best quarterback throwing him the football that he's possibly ever had in his career. Yes, Eli Manning is a Super Bowl champion, but it's also Eli Manning, and he looks like he just ate a fresh box of Crayolas at times. Odell Beckham could absolutely feast this year. Got him at number 5. Number 4, Michael Thomas, easily one of the most consistent and safest wide receivers here inside the top 5. Why? Well, you know he's going to get the target volume. There is no clear-cut number 2 behind him that he really has to worry about taking away targets. And the defense knows it. They know the ball is going to him, and they just can't stop it. It's probably the reason why he made his Twitter handle "Can't Guard Mike," because nobody really can. He's going to see the volume. The touchdown upside is there. He gets the ball from Drew Brees. Not a whole lot to say negative about Michael Thomas. Number 3, Julio Jones. Now, the upside is always going to be here, right? I mean, Julio's probably going to get close to 1,500 yards. The biggest downside to Julio, at least what everybody always says, is the touchdowns. Are they going to be there? Are they not going to be there? Are they just going to disappear? One way or another, Julio Jones is going to finish as a top 5 wide receiver just based off of receptions and yardage alone. Love Julio Jones. If he can get anything over 5 touchdowns, it's all gravy because the guy's in line for another huge year where they get to play 13 games indoors, not having to worry about weather. The return of Dirk Cutter. Love Julio Jones once again here in 2019. All right, 1 and 2, I have Davante Adams and DeAndre Hopkins, but it's really like a 1A and a 1B. I have nothing negative to say about either one of them. They have great quarterbacks throwing them the ball. They have, the top target share on their teams. We already know that DeAndre Hopkins could catch the ball. If I was the quarterback, it doesn't really matter. He's got some of the best hands in all of football. Davante Adams may have the largest touchdown upside of any wide receiver we've talked about. Both are elite studs. It's hard to say one is number 1 and one is number 2. We're just going to go with 1A and 1B just so we don't piss anybody off. All right, those are my top 36 wide receivers here for 2019 fantasy football. Would you change anything? Did I forget anybody that you thought may be in there at a certain point? By all means, put it down below in the comments section. Remember, though, this is only July. It's still really early. We're getting our baseline rankings now, and we'll build off them over the few weeks that are coming up here in the offseason. So by the time that our fantasy football drafts come around, we can really see, who the best options are, in what rounds, where are they going to fall. So when we're on the clock, we can make that decision easily. Don't forget, hit that like button. We got to get over 2,000 likes to give away the Keenan Allen jersey. And don't forget, you have until August 15th to purchase the draft guide to be entered free into the drawing for the Alvin Kamara jersey. Looking forward to that. Greatly appreciate the support and really looking forward to sending 2 jerseys to 2 random viewers out there in YouTube land. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you later.